John Harvey, the Chief Technical Consultant for the Real-Time Crime Center, has written many of the mapping programs used by the center.
We're going to continue to move them. We actually are not just moving them to other parts of the city. If you talk to any other police chief on the periphery of Memphis, they'll tell you that Blue Crush has moved criminals out to them. And that's fine with us, you know, as long as they're not here in Memphis. And of course, then you've got other people, like we just had one of our lieutenant colonels retired from the Memphis Police Department in December and took over the chief spot for Millington. Well, he's using Blue Crush because that's what he knew from the Memphis Police Department. So he got one of our analysts that we actually was off on maternity leave, and she went out there and helped him on a temporary basis, got him up and running. Their crime is down over 20%. So, you know, that shows that it is effective. And I'm sure he's moved crime on out to Tipton County because he's doing that. These are people we would want to look at. So we'll run a rep sheet on this guy online. So we can do this from the car. We can do it from our office or home, whatever the officer chose to do, and pull this type of information up. It lets you know who their known associates are, where they've been arrested in the past, based on the theory that the past is the best predictor of the future. If you're in an area where you're having burglaries, it makes sense to go out and do a knock and talk with all the people who either A, are on parole for things like burglary, or B, people who have been arrested for burglaries before, because you know, if they've done it in the past, most likely they're still doing it or they'll do it in the future. We also pull in who he's been arrested with. Then we go through and pull all of his criminal court charges and his general sessions charges, so the officers kind of see who they're dealing with. This guy, you know, burglary, theft of property, intentionally evade arrest, aggravated assault, more burglaries. So he is definitely one of the people that needs to be in jail, not on the streets. And then we go back through and pull any customer utility information and our Vision's records management system based on our name search. So the officer gets a pretty good idea who they're dealing with that just one click of a button. And that's all generated through the Real-Time Crime Center.
The CyberWatch program, another initiative created by John Harvey, allows civilians to take a more involved approach to the fight on crime in their community by creating a personalized network of interaction via the web.
It's a good example of community policing at work because it, one, shows a police department that is willing to share data. And this is an incredibly open department. It downloads crime data to us, for example, at the university every morning. So all of its incident and arrest data is being downloaded for analysis, etc. But it's also a department that's willing to share the information with the public. Because on CyberWatch, a citizen can go in, they can sign up on the MPD website, they can enter an address or an intersection, then choose a radius around that intersection, and they can either sign up for a report that comes by email to them every morning. In that report, it has all of the incidents that have occurred for the past 30 days within that area. It gives you maps where you can see where the incidents occur. It gives you also a tip system where someone can actually hit on the case number. That brings up an email that if you have information about the incident or information about suspects, goes directly to the investigating officer. It also gives you information about sex offenders in the area as a separate category, and it also has a section on wants and warrants in the area with the last known address where you can see the map where the wants and warrants are. It also gives you the ability to click on a photo ID that brings up basically a wanted poster suitable for framing or distribution, and it also gives you another link that would take you directly to the sheriff's website, particularly the Fugitive Squad website, where you can enter additional information about, you know, you may know that an address has changed or a suspect was seen recently in a location, which the Fugitive Division can then use to serve the warrants with.